Genshin Impact isn't shy about its Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild inspiration. Genshin Impact dev response to Breath of the Wild clone comments insists it's a very different experience. Genshin Impact developers reiterate that Zelda Breath of the Wild was an inspiration, but the game is also very different. Genshin Impact really is anime Breath of the Wild, and it's totally worth your time. Genshin Impact is too good to be a Zelda clone. Genshin Impact, really just a Breath of the Wild clone? So, yeah, this game came out recently, and people are accusing it of being a Breath of the Wild clone, and, yeah, I guess you could say I'm a fan of Breath of the Wild. Yeah, I like Breath of the Wild. So let's take a gander at what this game is like. Genshin Impact, the game that didn't have quite the impact they were looking for. So the game begins with a cutscene that I forgot to record because dumb big dummy dumb brain. And basically there's these twins and they're fighting some evil person or something. And at some point the cutscene's interrupted and we get to choose our character. And I think we all know what... Yeah, I think we all know which character I chose. Then we're introduced to this character named Paimon, who's really annoying, like Navi, but times 1,000. And then you do the tutorial, yada yada, shows you all the controls, Breath of the Wild. What? Changing the mechanics and gameplay? No, they're just the same. But that's just the beginning. First, we get some super cool wind powers. Then we meet some mysterious figure talking to a dragon, then they disappear, and then we meet this girl, Amber. She's an archer. That's pretty much it. Moving on. I headed towards the city of Mondstadt, where Amber is from, and met this nice young lad along the way, sitting on the bridge. What are you doing? You're scaring the pigeons away. They do come back usually, but what happens if one day they leave and never come back again? Just After that concerning exchange, I get to go to the top of the city. I get the glider, and disaster strikes.
But there's one they fear. In their tongue, he's Dovahkiin, Dragonborn.
You see that intense cutscene? Now this is his boss fight. It's just Kid Icarus Uprising, but somehow not as fun. While this is happening, we hear a sign from the Goddess of the Wind, who's keeping us afloat. Also just Kid Icarus then. Then we're introduced to Jungkook gone rogue. We're taken to a bunch of council members called the Knights of Favonius, which I hoped would translate to something interesting, but it just means like favorable in Latin. Then we meet the goddesses themselves. The ultimate waifus, the only ones who could dethrone Michiru Kagemori from the throne of weeaboo waifu shame. June and Lisa. One is a strong warrior who could dominate me on the basketball court, you know, because of how tall she is. The other, a witch / librarian that could dominate me in bookworm adventures. Or Scrabble, I guess, if that's more your style. Yeah. Then we learn that we must go to 3 different shrines to do something, and that'll somehow stop the dragon storm terror from terrorizing the city with storms. Oh, wait a minute. I get it. Nice one, Miyoho. Lisa apparently cast some, like, location identifying spell on storm terror, so now she knows how to stop him. But, I find this somewhat unlikely. Because according to the spell's requirements, it can only detect objects within 1,000 feet of her. If she has seen the object within 30 feet in the past. Plus, the spell would take 1 action and 10 minutes of concentration, and on top of that, you can't detect the object if there's any lead blocking your view, so, I don't know, read the player handbook, I guess? Bet you didn't even get a high enough roll for it anyways. So now our job is to clear these temples just basically copies of the shrines from Breath of the Wild. As we're going from temple to temple, you know, we're fighting these Bokoblin clones called Hilichurls, and we find out that Storm Terror is actually a god of one of the 4 winds. Who could have expected that? That's like the most unique, creative twist. I could not tell, especially because he summons storms from the sky. Then the first dungeon we do is with Amber, and one after that is with Jungkook. It turns out he's got ice powers, so another just copy of the Breath of the Wild thing. At the end, there's like this cutscene. We find out there's some like fire boy, but apparently Jungkook doesn't like the fire boy. As I was going from Jungkook's dungeon to Lisa's dungeon, I finally figured out where my HP was. It told me that my HP was low, but I didn't know where to look for it. Turns out it's this bar at the bottom, which looked more to me like an XP bar, because, you know, 3,379 HP. Now it's just confusing. So yeah, anyway, the next shrine temple, this thing, is with Lisa, which hot. You know. Honestly, guys, I think Lisa and I have a real spark here. No, officer. I'll show myself to the electric chair. No, that's fine. The next thing I know, Lisa insults me by calling me a Hilichurl.
Are you a Hilichurl with some level of reasonable intelligence?
Which I guess is insulting both parties more than anything. For one, Hilichurls can't help that they're stupid. They were born that way, so rude. Second, I wouldn't want to be me either, so still an insult to them. Really, she's just insulting the Hilichurls more than she's insulting me at this point. We finally complete the first set of quests in the game, and the ring around Mondstadt is cleared. Seems like a lot of effort to change the weather, but I digress. I mean, typically, you know, you just chant, rain, rain, go away, come again another day, and it does, so. My goodness, that was a dumb joke. So now that I've played the game a little bit, here comes the review portion. Did I enjoy the game? Yes. Would I recommend it? Yeah, it's free. Just download it and try it. If you like Breath of the Wild, you'll probably enjoy this game. Anyways, I'll probably be coming back to the game. Actually, if you want to see me go back to the game, I'll be streaming this game today, so if you'd like to see the rest of the game and my experience with it, make sure you subscribe to see that. It'll be at 1:30 p.m. EST today if you're watching it as it's released. If not, it's every Saturday from 1:30 p.m. EST. Now, I was told recently that in order for somebody to take action on something that they've heard, they need to hear it 7 times. So I've already said go check out the stream once, so I'm going to say it 6 more times in this video. But to save time, I'm going to say it all at once. So watch the stream. Alright, now do it.